The knives are out. Democrats on the Harris team wasting no time pointing fingers over President-elect Trump's historic comeback.
A lot of people are probably wondering tonight what would have happened had Shapiro been on the ticket. And not only in terms of Pennsylvania, he's famously a moderate. So that would have signaled to the American people that she is not the San Francisco liberal that Trump said she was. But I'm not sure how much Tim Walz contributed to the ticket. She was trying to show that she was going to be a unifier, but that may have undermined her goal in that she had to get everyone on the same page, and the Biden folks were maybe still understandably upset that their leader was unceremoniously basically pushed aside.
Well, that could be one element of it. Let's get the reaction from America's Newsroom's own co-anchor of The Five, co-host Dana Perino. Dana, hi. Your thoughts about the excuse-making that's taking place right now. It's going to pick up in volume and in volume big time.
Well, I have a couple of things. First of all, if she had picked Shapiro, she was probably still going to lose. And then they would have basically sullied his opportunity if he wants to run in 2028. Secondly, they're just blaming Tim Walz. I think that guy would have been happy to stay in Minneapolis. Right. Why are they blaming him? Why not look at the person who made the decision to put him on the ticket? And I don't care if they say it was somebody on her team. She was the decider. She put him on the ticket. And just a few days ago, he was quoted saying he hadn't spoken to her in days. Right. So why are they going to blame him? I'm sure he's like, let me just go back to Minneapolis. I'm happy to be the governor there.
But Dana, they also lost their entire coalition.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never seen anything like this. And the voters kept telling them what they wanted to hear about.
Yeah.
Yet she provided no information. Zero.
Yeah. I feel like there's just no reason to make this more complicated than it is.
Yep.
In May of 2021, they started saying that the economy is a problem. And they said that consistently, they being the voters. But I'm reminded of four things. First of all, Ron Klain, the chief of staff to Biden, said early on that inflation is not real. And then he said it was a high-class problem. Yeah. Okay? Also, they said for how many years? That the border is closed.
Yep.
And they said it over and over
secure.
again. Another thing they said, crime is going down. Okay, right? Oh, let's look around you folks. And number four, they said that Joe Biden runs circles around all the staff at the White House.
Right.
And those were the four things that I could just come up with while I was in hair and makeup trying to wake up after 2 hours sleep and said, you guys said it over and over again. Then you take all the positive things that Trump did on his campaign in order to win. But Biden and Harris, they want to blame somebody. They just got to hold up a mirror.
Yeah, no kidding. No doubt about it. This morning, people are waking up saying our Democrat Party is broken. You've got your show is not broken. You are thriving. You got a big show today.
We do. We're going to kick it off with Karl Rove and Harold Ford Jr. because I did not get enough of them last night, and I want to see Harold Ford Jr. this morning. But the other thing is, I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb. I mean, we are waiting for a race call in Pennsylvania Senate, and maybe that comes during Newsroom. I don't know if that's true.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
He says it might, so I guess I'm not too far out on a limb.
And maybe Kamala Harris will speak during your show.
Well, she should speak, and I think it is shameful that they didn't come out last night and let President Trump have his victory, his election night, and just concede because it wasn't like it was a question of what was going to happen here.
You know, Dana Perino, you're flawless. 2 hours of sleep.
Great job.
You look fantastic.
Yeah. Don't look beneath the hood. Okay.
I want to thank the millions of hardworking Americans across the nation who have always been the heart and soul of this really great movement. We've been through so much together, and today you showed up in record numbers to deliver a victory like no other.
There it was, 2:30 in the morning. President-elect Donald Trump expressing gratitude in that speech. His win, just one part of a red wave. Republicans also flipping the Senate, now taking control of the upper chamber, maybe the House as well. We don't know. Too early to make a call. Martha and Brett were up late last night. I think cumulative sleep time was probably 90 minutes.
Early this morning.
You guys as well.
Yeah, job well done to both of you.
Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Bill, that board was quite something.
I appreciate that.
It like a ship.
He's like the conductor.
We're the tiller out there, right? Right now, Trump stands at 71 million cumulative votes. Harris is at 66 million, which is down significantly from the 81 million that Biden won 4 years ago, largely mail-in vote, COVID pandemic, et cetera. He could take this by, currently a 5 million raw vote margin.
So listen, there's a couple of messages here. One is, this is a pushback. This is the majority of Americans saying we are not into the woke stuff. We are hurting because of the economy. We don't like the immigration situation. And you could talk about whatever else about this election, but those were what they said in every poll were important. And the fact that, pollsters were that off, that, it could be this electoral college and popular vote win and 7 battleground states and coattails that take all of these Senate and House cases, seats. It's truly amazing.
I remember in 1994, I was I'm not even going to tell you, I was a junior-ish reporter. And in 1994, in Republican sweep, like almost everything, right? And what Kellyanne was just saying is that in every state, it moved to the right just a little bit. And I just want to ask you this. If you could pull up call for number 2, there were Trump gains in deep blue states where he didn't win them, but like, look at New Jersey. This is your, we both have houses there and loved living there. Harris is only +5. Biden was +15 in 2020.
Look at Illinois.
Illinois, that's where I was, right? Like, it's just remarkable.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
Biden was +23. She's +11.
I mean, look at the Bronx, look at Queens, New York. This is something I think that President Trump felt in his gut, that there was movement in those areas. And you look at what we saw in a lot of cities across the country, places like Chicago, where his margin was more than you would have expected. And I think what it proves is that the issue of immigration and crime that people were told didn't exist. Oh, you don't have a crime problem. It's fine. I think you saw a real reaction to that. And also in retrospect, when you look at these Senate wins, and some of them are still on the fence, there are places where they might have put money and dug in deeper to some of these other areas, even in some of these Senate races in these typically blue states. But the country is changing. I mean, that is what we learned last night in a big way.
And the Biden-Harris team, I think of policies and consequences. Then that's what you're saying, excuse me.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was just thinking about what Brett was saying there, and we were talking about inauguration last segment here. I was on the west side of the Capitol for Biden's inauguration. It was the weirdest thing ever. It's January 2021. Everybody's sitting 10 feet apart from each other, scattered chairs about, a massive teleprompter.
The circles.
200 yards away. And in that teleprompter was his speech that talked consistently about unity in America. And now, how do you reflect back over the past 4 years? And how did he carry that mantle? I mean, we can argue probably not very effectively. And I think about Trump, right? Had this vote been a squeaker, what would that have been for his governing power, for a mandate? And the fact that it hasn't been electorally within the minority vote of African Americans and Hispanics, the fact that it is strengthens his hand, I do believe. And what do you think about that come January of 2025?
100%. First of all, I think it's just good for America that it's clean. That we're done.
Absolutely.
That, there is a thing, there is a definite. The fact that the Vice President has not spoken is really quite something, I think. I think she should have spoken last night while she had the crowd. It may be in my hour at Special Report, 6 p.m. That's, we welcome it, but I just think it's so long. It's so long. But he has a mandate, Bill. He has 100%. He has a coalition that is different than any other Republican has ever had, and he has a mandate. He said promises made, promises kept last night. And I think, he's been there before, and he knows the levers to make the change.
I think also
Listen,
he has
maybe the 3 o'clock will get it, not the 6 o'clock.
I don't mean to compete.
Maybe she'll decide to come out early. But I just think about the border when I listen to you saying this, because we've seen many times when there has been a mandate that gets wasted. And we heard from Speaker Johnson, he doesn't want to waste that mandate. And I think the second time around, maybe having that 4 years break in the middle is an energizer in terms of very quick action.
I think that's super astute. And I'm not at all surprised that it's super astute. Loved being quarterback.
An hour and a half.
Thank you so much.